In the ever evolving world of gaming, where innovation often walks hand in hand with anticipation, there are titles that sparks a particular kind of curiosity. Lies of P is one such game, a diamond in the rough that's garnered attention from both casual players and dedicated gamers alike. But what is it about this game that has captured the imagination of so many? That's what we're about to delve into today. Hey there, gamers, I'm Heretic Kish, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we are setting our sights on a title that has been shrouded in mystery and hype, and it's my pleasure to take you on this journey through Lies of P. But why, you might ask, is Lies of P worth your attention? Let's have a deep dive review. As your trusted gaming guide, I'm here to explore whether Lies of P fulfill these promises, analyzing every facet of the game, from its gameplay mechanics and its narrative depth and technical performance. So, grab your controllers, buckle up, and let's uncover the truth behind Lies of P. Lies of P is developed by NeoWiz Games and Rounded Studio and published by NeoWiz Games. Set in a dark and mysterious dystopian world, a Souls-like game that combines elements of action, puzzle solving, and exploration, promising players a rich and engaging adventure. It is basically a retelling of the story of Pinocchio in a much darker tone. In Lies of P, as you can say, you step into the shoes of Pinocchio P, a character caught in a web of deception and intrigue. The game's narrative is full of secrets and mysteries, with choices you make affecting the unfolding story and encounter characters with their own agenda. So let's jump into the world of Lies of P and see if it lives up to the immense expectations, graphics and visuals, and soundtrack. Lies of P delivers a visual experience that's nothing short of breathtaking. From the very first moments, the game captivates players with its stunning graphics and amazing soundtracks with meticulous attention to detail. The environments are a true highlight. Each scene is crafted with care, immersing players in a world that feels rich, immersive, and eerily beautiful, backed with soundtracks of high production value. Character design is equally impressive. The protagonists and supporting casts are beautifully rendered, making it easy to connect with them emotionally. One of the game's strengths is its lighting and atmospheric effects. Realistic shadows, dynamic lighting, and interplay of light and darkness contribute significantly to the overall mood. Whether it's the warm glow of lanterns in a dimly lit room or haunting contrast of moonlight through dense foliage, these visual elements set the stage for a truly immersive experience. Consistency in visual quality is a standard feature of Lies of P. The game maintains its high standard throughout, ensuring that players remain engrossed without encountering visual inconsistencies, without frame drops on PS5, with a constant 60 FPS. Cinematics and cutscenes seamlessly blend with gameplay, creating a cohesive and narrative experience. These sequences are a visual treat, demonstrating the developers' commitment to delivering a visually stunning story. With each location you visit is presented with interesting lore and ideas, giving its own unique haunting but beautiful personality with high production value in the art department. In conclusion, Lies of P shines brightly in the graphics and visuals department in retelling the story of Pinocchio in a dark world created masterfully by the developers. Now let's talk about the gameplay aspect of Lies of P. Lies of P has a unique mechanic of truth and lies. Certain missions will make you choose between two options, a truth and a lie, and your rewards and consequences will depend on the choices you make. This mechanic adds a layer of depth to the game and encourages players to think about the consequences of their choices. Now let's talk about the favorite part of my review, that is combat. The combat in Lies of P is challenging and rewarding. The game's combat is similar to other Souls-like games. Some says it's the new Bloodborne, but it has its own unique style and does better than most other studios that are trying to copy FromSoft's games, and is clearly a love letter to its fans. Combat is tough but satisfying, with a focus on timing and strategy. We have dodging, blocking, flawless blocking, strikes, heavy hits, but the impact felt between the hits may not be top tier. It feels decent enough in hit response, maybe a bit soft for my own taste, but most people will like it, with good sound effects and animations are good while you're doing damage to your enemies or inflicting fatal blows on an enemy or backstabbing. Switching between weapons feels great, either wielding a heavy weapon to do a heavy smash attack to deal heavy damage, or using a light weapon to do multiple hit fast combos combined with other abilities feels very satisfying. And I was constantly eluded by other builds, as the game offers variety of builds leading to different playstyles with many different weapon types and abilities that can be unlocked as the game progresses. Blocking is very important. It has blocking and perfect blocking or flawless blocking to mitigate any damage, and timing can be pretty brutal, and reading some enemy attacks feels incredibly tough, creating a sense of added artificial difficulty which can be unforgiving, that I did not enjoy so much, cause it can disrupt the flow of your progression, which can happen more than you want or like it to be, but it makes up for it on other departments. It has a special meter that can be used to do two different special moves depending on your weapon and weapon arts, called fatal arts. It can be a big magic ability or a strike hit, or maybe overpowered block or a temporary buff to your weapons, which can be reassembled to combinations to your liking, and they have their own unique sub upgrading systems. On top of that, you have your mechanical arm with its own unique abilities to play with. The Legion arm stuff is absolutely fun, with each arm being wildly different in ability or in usage department, which can be upgraded, giving significant perks, adding to your playstyle. There's a lot going on, and along with that, you'll be collecting rare items to upgrade your character's mechanical heart, which acts like a traditional skill tree with some extra depth behind each selection, which opens up various skills like having more health charges or special meter or extra dodge, while adding bonus attributes on each selected tree. Armor system is mostly cosmetic, but some has extra buffs with weight class management. Other than that, you have mechanical arm, sharpening, which can add elemental buffs to your weapons. There's a lot. Overall, the combat and its upgrade system has great depth, which will keep gamers engaged for a lengthy period of time. And that's the aspect of the game I loved the most. Now let's talk about enemy types and bosses. There are few enemy types that can be boring, but most of the time it's amazing. And the boss fights are challenging and require the players to learn the boss's patterns and weaknesses, and it's absolutely fun and the highlight of the game. Sneaking and backstabbing enemies is a viable strategy in Lies of P. Players can sneak past enemies and perform a backstab to clear out enemies one at a time and avoid getting overwhelmed. Keeping your weapon sharp is important in Lies of P. Dull weapons deal less damage and can make combat more difficult. Trying out your weapon's entire moveset can help you find the best strategy for each, learning enemy patterns and weaknesses is crucial in Lies of P. Weapon crafting. The game features a unique crafting mechanic where players can create unique weapons by mixing and matching different blades and handles. As you explore the city of Krat, you will discover various weapons which can then be dismantled and combined with other blades or handles. The weapon crafting system allows for full customization, similar to Pinocchio's nature of being a customizable mechanoid puppet. Now let's talk about level design. The level design in Lies of P is well crafted and rewards exploration, with few exceptions being tedious and boring. The game has a variety of environments, each with its own unique challenges and enemies. The game's levels are interconnected, allowing the player to explore and discover new areas as they progress through the game. Now let's talk about the progression system. Exploration is rewarding. The player can unlock new weapons and abilities by collecting certain items throughout the game. This system encourages players to explore and discover new areas, adding to the overall experience of the game. Overall, Lies of P has a unique and engaging gameplay mechanics that add to the overall experience of the game. The Truth and Lies mechanic adds a layer of depth to the game, while the combat, level design, and progression system are well crafted and rewarding. If you are a fan of the Souls-like genre, on that note, Lies of P is definitely worth checking out. Now let's talk about the story of Lies of P. Lies of P is a Souls-like game with a twisted tale of puppetry and a dark retelling of the story Pinocchio. The game's story is centered around the protagonist, P, who is a puppet, where P is on a journey to discover the truth about his existence and the world around him. As you venture through the dystopian city of Krat, you'll encounter frenzied puppets, zombie-esque creatures, and more. The lies that P tells are almost never hurtful or deceitful. He lies to provide comfort rather than confront someone with an uncomfortable truth. The story has its own unique twists and is engaging and rewards the player for venturing further into the game. The story is set up around the mysterious material Argo, which is harnessed for creating the lifelike puppets that provides the energy source for the puppets to animate human-like behaviors, which was created in sole purpose in mind to serve humanity, to improve daily lives from supporting basic needs to law enforcement. These puppets were supposed to help humanity to improve society, to reach new heights of civilization. However, as all golden ages, this one also met an abrupt end, as messing with the unknown, that is Argo, created blight instead of blessing for humanity. To know more, you have to play the game. I'm not going to give any spoilers. Overall, Lies of P has an engaging story that is centered around the protagonist P. While the game has some inconsistencies and disjointed storytelling, the shortcomings is lessened somewhat by its setting and fantastic sense of place. While the game has 3 different endings, which is influenced by the choices and how honest you are, which are made through your playthroughs. But it's worth to stick till the end and do multiple playthroughs to find out different outcomes of choices you made each playthrough and how differently it impacted the storyline. Overall, the story is worth experiencing for the fans of Souls-like genre, giving it a high replayability. Even though it has lots of similarities and is heavily influenced in many aspects by Bloodborne, once you play the game, it will be evident that Lies of P is a unique game and has its own identity in the similar genre, with awesome weapon crafting and combat system, memorable boss fights, and a better storytelling in the Souls-like genre. I can easily say the game is worth picking up and spend your time and money on it. My final verdict: a must play for Souls-like fan. Rating of the game is a strong 8. It is great. Here to kiss out, comment and subscribe.